Today we're answering some of the most frequently asked questions from out-of-state buyers.
All right, guys, let's get after it. What's up, friends? My name is Jonathan. This is Trevor. We're your Alamo City Living team. And here we talk about everything that you want to know about living in San Antonio and the entire surrounding area. We're also licensed real estate agents here in San Antonio, which means not only do we enjoy making videos for you guys, we would love even more to help you with all of your real estate purchase needs. So the number popping up on the screen is how you get a hold of us. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We would love to help you and your family make a smooth move here to the Alamo City. And before we get started, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. We do post videos every single week and you do not want to miss them. All right, Trevor, one of the biggest questions that we get from out-of-state buyers is, hey, is it better to work with a local lender or to work with a national lender? And that's a really, really good question. Now, you might feel that working with a national lender brings you more comfort because you're familiar with the brand and you know they're everywhere. But there are some things that people don't realize when it comes to working with the national lender. And a lot of times a national lender is going to come in the form of a bank, right? And when it comes to a bank, they don't specifically just work with mortgages, right? They do all kinds of stuff in addition to mortgages. And a lot of times,
Jack of all trades, master of none.
exactly. And a lot of times the fees that they're going to charge to do your loan are going to be higher, right? A lot of times also you're going to have a higher interest rate with the national lender. So those are some things that you might want to consider when you're thinking about national versus local lender. Now, there are some advantages to working with the local lender.
100%. I'd say 9 times out of 10, when we've linked people up with our local lender, almost every single time has been able to beat the rates. Now, us in particular, we like to use a mortgage broker as opposed to a lender because that allows him to shop rates from different lenders who lend out pools of mortgages to different people, right? And he's usually able to select the best one with the lowest rate. So we've found that using him is the best all around because not only does he have more options for you, but he's able to get a better rate than just about anyone that you go to. I mean,
another reason too is because when you're working with a local lender, they understand the local market, right? They understand the local market. They know what's going on. They're really able to give you some guidance from the perspective of somebody who's actually in the area.
Real feedback.
Real feedback.
Another frequently asked question that we've gotten from several people are, what are the gun laws like in San Antonio, or not San Antonio, but Texas really overall? If you're coming from a state like California or even up northeast or Illinois, for instance, there's some pretty strict gun laws. We have a lot of questions in particular about the open carry law. Right?
A lot of people think that moving to Texas, it is the Wild West, shoot 'em up, it's a free-for-all.
Yeehaw.
Okay, what does this actually look like? Well, Texas is a huge state, as you know, and it's really gonna depend on where you live. I'm not familiar with some of the smaller towns and how often people open carry there, but what do we see here in San Antonio? To be honest with you, we don't see a lot of open carry here in San Antonio. I can't even remember the last time I've seen someone open carry.
I think that there's a misconception. Everyone thinks that every single person has a gun and they're wearing them proudly and they're huge on their hip. It's a big old 1911 shiny, right? That's not that common, guys.
I actually think what HB 1927 did, allowing people to concealed carry without a permit, I think there probably are more people carrying firearms concealed, and of course you wouldn't know it because they're concealed. Now, we do occasionally get those individuals who want to open carry rifles, and typically that's for, you know, that's a specific group of people who are trying to make some sort of a point. They're usually together downtown protesting something near the Alamo. Usually, or 10 out of 10 times it's peaceful, there's no issues. But that's really when you see that sort of thing.
A lot of it's for attention, and a lot of it is to drive views to a certain channel or something like that. But I can't recall a time where I've actually seen that being used for harm.
Now, one of the comments that we got a few days ago on our YouTube channel was a guy who had fear of moving to Texas because of the gun laws here in Texas. and he asked what my thoughts were on that. Well, I mean, it's pretty simple. This is Texas. You can carry guns. There's a lot of them here. And if you don't feel comfortable with that, then this might not be the place for you.
Probably not. Another question that we get asked pretty often has to do with the city's infrastructure, right? What changes or what construction projects are going on that are going to impact the quality of life here as well as the home values, right? A lot of them are traffic construction projects, right? For instance, 1604, which is the outer loop that surrounds all of San Antonio, it feels like it's always under construction. But now, specifically on the north, going into the northwest side, they're expanding 1604, which is long overdue if you ask me. 1604 has like a 2-lane highway in a lot of areas, and with the amount of people coming to San Antonio, that's just not enough. So they're working to expand that. There was also a grant that was recently given to Bexar County for $2.5 billion that will allow them to expand that I-35 corridor. So this is mainly going to affect areas like Schertz, Cibolo, and Converse. Now, what does this mean for your home values and quality of life, right? If you're counting traffic, being stuck in traffic, yeah, you're gonna be stuck. It's gonna suck for a little bit. There's no secret, right? We've talked about that in a lot of our other videos. Traffic here is, how would you say it, Johnny?
Bad.
Bad. Sure. Traffic here is not very good. However, once these projects get completed in the next couple years or so, it is going to improve so much. Not only will that improve, but so will your property values because of how easily accessible everything will be. It'll be so much easier to drive everywhere. Property values are going to go up. Quality of life will improve in time as well. So we often get asked about the tax structure in San Antonio, right? Because again, that's the driving force behind lots of people who are moving here to Texas, specifically San Antonio. Now, as everybody knows, it's no secret, there is no state income tax, which is huge, right? Because if you're coming from a place like California or somewhere else, it's a very high state income tax. So that's something that a lot of people are not used to. Now, what is true as well is that San Antonio does have higher property taxes. Texas in general, but specifically San Antonio, average tax rate is about 2.69% of the actual property value of the home. And this varies a little bit depending on where you are, if you're in city limits, if you're in county. There's a lot of variables, but as a rule of thumb, about 2.69% of your property value is going to go to your taxes.
All right, guys, another question that we get is, are there any major projects in the city, not just infrastructure, but projects in general that are gonna affect property values? And the answer is yes, I believe there are. So one of the biggest things is we are going to be getting a huge upgrade to our airport. Now, if you've ever visited San Antonio, you know that our airport is not the greatest. We are the 7th largest city in the country, and many people who fly in are so surprised when they land and they see how small our airport is. It's needed in a major upgrade for a very, very long time. So they are going to be
overdue.
Yes. So they are going to be adding another terminal to the airport along with 17 more gates. They're going to be doing a major infrastructure overhaul with the ramp out there and parking and all sorts of things. So I believe that this is going to affect property value in the sense that I believe more businesses will then come to San Antonio. I think one of the biggest hindrances of businesses moving to San Antonio is our airport was just so small. You know, I really think that was a huge issue. And so I think with the major overhaul of the airport, allowing more flights to come in, I think more businesses will come in, which again will help drive property value. All right, guys, that was really quick. Those are just some of the top questions that we tend to see quite often. So hopefully if those were some of your questions, they were answered. Again, if they weren't and you want a little bit more explanation, we would be happy to speak to you. Just give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and we'd love to help you guys out.
Whether you plan on moving in the next few weeks or even the next few months, please don't hesitate to reach out. We'd still love the opportunity to help you and your family make a smooth move here to San Antonio. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one.